What's going on, Wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So, not even 48 hours later, guys. Not even 48 hours later. After we celebrated that Finn Balor has finally come on the main roster and brought back his original theme song. A theme song that I celebrated and it felt good in my heart because it took me down a nostalgic trip back to one of the greatest eras in professional wrestling, the NXT Black and Gold era. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama or wherever your guardian is, okay? But it took me back to that time and it felt so good. Oh my God, what a time to be alive. And then 48 hours later, we get word that one of my favorite wrestlers from that era is no longer going to be with WWE. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're like, Thoughts, the report leads have already put this out for the past month. And you are correct about that. But you guys know me. I don't trust the report leads. Not like that. I don't really trust them. I wait things out. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is some type of negotiation tactic by Tomasso Ciampa. You know, they wait it out. They say, hey, I'm not going to be here in about a month, so you better get that money ready. And it's some way to negotiate a better contract or something that suits their needs even better. That's kind of what I was assuming, but I always wait till it actually comes out of the person's mouth, and that is what happened today. Tomasso Ciampa has ultimately told us that he is no longer going to be in WWE. So let's just read what he said on Instagram really quick, and I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into what Tomasso Ciampa has to say. So, on this post I've seen on Instagram, because I don't have Twitter, I don't, whatever. But it says here, in the very near future, my contract with the WWE will officially come to an end. I'd like to thank every single person who contributed in the last 10 years of this incredible journey. The camera crew, the ring crew, hair and makeup team, seamstress, referees, creative producers, catering crew, commentators, ring announcers, travel department, medical team, talent reps, and anybody I may have missed. Well, he said catering crew, so that must mean the Creeds are back there. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing, y'all. I'm playing. Anyways, get serious. A very special thank you to all of the men and women who I have shared a ring and locker room with. Nothing but love and respect. And I will be remiss not to give a special thank you to the Black and Gold family. Oh my God, I missed that era. You will forever hold an incredible, special place in my heart. To the fans who have shown love and support over the last 2 decades, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, he mentioned me. Okay. He mentioned me. The next one says, to my wife and daughter, you are my rock and my forever. Why? I love you more. I spent the last decade of my career traveling the world on the independent scene. I spent the second decade of my career traveling the world with WWE. I have 1 decade remaining and I am beyond excited for whatever challenges lie ahead. I am an incredibly lucky person, one of the few who has spent his entire adult life living out his childhood dream. And while the dream continues to evolve, he better not be going to evolve. He better not be going to evolve. I will crash out. I will continue to chase it. See, I blame the Avengers and Marvels for this, man. We look for Easter eggs and everything. With that being said, for the first time in over 10 years, I am available for all appearances, signing, photo ops, seminars, movies, TV appearances, fitness collaborations, sponsorships, and so forth. Please email any inquiries to bookchampa@gmail.com. Man, you guys remember that time that Johnny Gargano left WWE because he did not, well, reportedly, he did not want to go to the main roster because he was afraid of how they were going to book him then? Situations like this make what he did make a whole lot of sense. It really do. Like, the way Ciampa was booked, even though he got injured, I understand that. But I feel like they could have done a little bit more with DIY. Now, I do love the fact that they had this short resurgence of the tag team division on SmackDown, which DIY was a part of. I loved every second of it. You guys know I am a tag team fan. And I love Tomasso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I love the both of them, and I thought that was great. But I felt like the way they were handling Tomasso Ciampa, putting injuries aside, DIY specifically, they could have done a little bit better. But obviously in WWE, his prime was obviously in NXT Black and Gold era. And I loved it. I was there. I was there for NXT Chicago when him and Gargano Ciampa had that match, the Chicago Street Fight match. Amazing to see in person. Amazing to see on TV. If you did not watch it, go back and check it out. Them as a tag team, them as being bitter rivals, one of the greatest storylines in NXT history, probably the greatest storyline in NXT history. I thought that was amazing. I loved Ciampa when he came out with no music, or when he came out and debuted later on, No One Will Survive, which was one of my favorite theme songs in WWE, which I wish they could have used that a lot more on the main roster. But, you know, it sucks. It really does suck. And whatever he does with his career, whatever is next, I've said the same thing about Karrion Kross. I've been watching all of his matches. I've said the same thing about so many other people. I've been watching those matches. Wherever Ciampa goes, I'm gonna watch. You guys know I watch pretty much anything when it comes to wrestling, right? People say I watch slop, from slop to the top, right? That's just what that sounds crazy. Pause. But in all seriousness, man, good luck to Tomasso Ciampa. I know he suffered a lot of injuries in WWE. I just hope he go on to have a healthy and great career. I hope whatever he gets out of this career is everything that he wants. And it looks like he's trying to go full, you know, into trying to do so many different things with his career. And I just want to say salute to him. Thank you for all the memories you contributed in my life as far as watching NXT. You are the main reason, one of the main reasons that kept me watching WWE product overall, because 2019 was so bad on the main roster. And the likes of you, the likes of Gargano Ciampa, or Johnny Gargano, I'm sorry, Aleister Black, Keith Lee, so many other people from the Black and Gold era. You guys kept me watching WWE's product, and I'm so glad I didn't give up, because the things you guys did and the things I got to experience watching you guys at takeovers and everything like that, some of the greatest stuff I've ever experienced in professional wrestling in my entire life. So, hey guys, well, how do you feel about this? Are you guys saddened by this? What do you think he's gonna do next? And what is some of your favorite Ciampa moments, even if it involves Gargano with DIY and anything like that? What is some of your favorite moments that you watch from Tomasso Ciampa? Let me know in the comment section. I want to go down memory road. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button.